Terrific.
Coach, first off, I know we've talked about this before, the title, but just to finally see that banner raised before the match, what was that feeling like?
Very special to see. Look, any opportunity to bring a trophy or trophies back to Syracuse, and the year we had. The moment was great. Now, having said that, it's like senior night when you're doing. You're always worried that you've got a job to do and you've got business afterwards. So that was very important for Syracuse University, for our wonderful fans, and I asked the guys to try to give the crowd that was going to come here something to enjoy, and so I was very happy with the way that we started and went from there. So it was magic, but you want to make sure that you follow it up with a good performance. So proud of both of those. Delighted you look over there and you've got a championship recognition on the side of your stadium, but also that we backed it up with a performance tonight and a result.
Lorenzo Versatility, obviously 2 big goals inside 12 minutes. I mean, what do you have to say about his performance, kind of picking up where he left off last season?
Look, Lorenzo was the difference tonight in those scores. I thought we were terrific. The front guys worked hard. We had minutes from guys coming off the bench as well. And that was, they started well. Their shape caused us a few problems. When you give that Providence team a lot, time on the ball, they can really hurt you. They've got some terrific players. So the work ethic of Lorenzo and Nick, Susky coming in, Felipe you're going to really enjoy watching him play. Those guys really provided us a springboard from which to play the way we wanted to. And look, on another night, I think we could have scored a 3rd goal.
Coach, utilizing that high press today throughout the game, really stalwart to any opportunity Providence had. How much did that strategy play into your success today?
When you've got a good team like Providence, if you give them too much time on the ball, they can pick you apart. And even early in the morning, it's a well-coached team. Coach Stewart's terrific, and he's going to cause some teams some real problems. He's got a lot of talent on that. So the work rate of us putting pressure on their back three in our midfield was critical. And then, I thought we had a chance to rotate some guys, but we've got some very heavy hitters, and I'm sure they do too. Pitch was a little bit heavy by the end, and we really. I asked the guys beforehand, when we circle up and we look each other all in the eyes at the end of the game, make sure we've left everything on the field, and we did that tonight.
Coach, kind of a 2-part question here.
Whoa, you only get one.
Well, the first one is, what's one thing you're particularly happy you saw from your guys, and then maybe what's one thing you'd like to see some improvement in down the road?
Oh, we're going to get better with our ball movement and creating chances. But overall, first game, to limit that talented Providence to the opportunities they had, to have a clean sheet, very, very important for Jason, and he'll be the first to tell you the guys in front, and that starts with our front two. Work rate, clean sheet, and look, we're still a work in progress. We know that, and we've got some big challenges ahead. But I think there was probably a few people on this campus and off campus that recognized how tough a game this was with this Providence team tonight.
You mentioned Nick Corinthian earlier. What does he do so well down low to generate so many shot opportunities like he did today?
He's got that work ethic. He holds the ball up. He doesn't need a lot of time to get a shot off, and that partnership that's starting to develop with Lorenzo is good. He works. When he comes off, he's got nothing out. Like the tank is empty, and we asked him to keep running and having that. We'll get better as we start rotating some guys in as well, getting more out of Felipe and Susky. We've got Julius Rausch as well. Rodrigo Almeida didn't play tonight, but we've got some depth that we can utilize.
I wanted to ask again about Versatility. It feels like this series a bit more pushed forward, like I asked you on Monday. Is that something you've been experimenting with, kind of playing him as that second striker up close to Nick up top?
Look, he's such a handful. We played him in the middle of midfield a little bit today. We played him high up as well. He's a terrific player. You guys ask the questions, you lose Nate Poku, you lose Levante Johnson. We're going to need some players to step up with the goal production, and that's a great start. We've got we've got some players that can put balls in dangerous areas, and I think we've got some guys that will certainly create opportunities.
You touched on this a little bit, but the depth that this team has, how important is that so that you have guys who can really go 110% all the way throughout?
Certainly, and also different players for different games, and what, you know, we played probably Buster more than we wanted to tonight, but he just calmed us down. To be able to rotate some of the defenders in, Pablo coming in, sharing time with Olu to freshen those guys up in that kind of game. It was a real benefit to be able to do that, as well as you know, and we've got a couple of guys to come back from injury as well. So yeah, depth is nice, and we're, you know, when games are coming every 2-3 days, we're going to need it.
Coach, what were the instructions tonight for Kuchevsky? Because he was, you know, in the center of the park first. We saw him out wide as well. I mean, he was just everywhere.
Well, it just the way that Providence plays as well. Their two central midfield players are terrific. So the ability to get pressure on, but trying to create some spaces out wide. He's engine, like he's one that can keep on going, and he covers ground and can go both ways. So when he's playing his best, he is kind of like, you've got to let him go. He's got to provide that defensive structure, but then have that energy. Look, Mateo's been out for a while, so he was a little bit heavy-legged. So the ability for Giorgio to give us minutes in there, and we rotated Versatility in there. McIntyre came, and you know, he's a kind of Swiss Army knife in there to be able to play a couple of different roles for us as well.
You mentioned McIntyre there. You know, how can you assess his first performance with the team? He was flying out there all over today in that high press.
I think we started 4 guys who played in the championship. 7 new guys. Understanding that we're going to need young players, but our young players also experienced players, and our new players. So you know, Gabby's you know, he knows it. You know, maybe not playing against the caliber of Providence teams to open up week in, week out. But no, McIntyre has that physicality, and he has that engine, and his best soccer's ahead of him.
Josh Blue's another one of kind of the new guys. How did he I felt like he put out a lot of fires tonight in terms of just doing the little things, but how does his versatility kind of help you playing in that 6 role and then even sliding back into that?
Yeah, we've used him both, you know, recruiting both, because he can play essentially in a back 3, he can play in the middle of midfield as well. And you're right, it's there was big spaces in there, and those long legs can get from A to B pretty quickly when he gets going. And look, he's going to be a tired, sore guy tonight, but was a very important player for us. The whole midfield was terrific.
2 more questions for Coach.
Coach, wanted to ask how long that process was getting Nate Edwards and seeing what he did on the pitch today. I thought it was one of the biggest surprises.
Nate, look, I've known Nate for a while, for his club team up in Canada, training with TFC as well. He came in with us in the spring, so we knew him, but he played a lot, got really fit over the summer, and to have his athleticism, I thought Daniel Diaz-Bonilla as well, that just energy and that power out wide. We had a good rotation, and we didn't get a chance to get a couple of guys on that we would have liked to rotate in the wing-back positions. But I thought Nate was terrific, but also Jonah and Daniel. When you're playing, you're kind of matched up 1v1 out there, and it's really Jonah's ability to put that ball in for the first one, but it was also the defensive part of stopping him and putting out some fires. Last question, so this is going to be a big one, right? No pressure. Holy moly.
Actually, just go.
Yeah.
Coach, first of all, thank you for the time, and second of all, congratulations on your victory. I wanted to ask you, you've mentioned a few times how the team will continue to improve as they get more time together. In what ways do you expect that to happen between now and your next match, and how do you expect the potential, just the energy coming from this victory from the banner to impact the next few games?
That comes with an expectation when you pull on a Syracuse jersey, right? We're representing Syracuse University. We are representing our stripes, as well as we're representing a new group of players and a new locker room. But part of it will be recovery. Like, we put a lot into this game tonight. We knew we have to, so there'll be some recovery next couple of days. And then look, it's a really difficult Binghamton team. They will provide us different challenges on Monday, but it will be important that we start well, nullify some of their threats and realize that we've got to get and probably be a little bit more ensure that we take our chances and become a little bit more ruthless in front of goal. Look, on another day, if Providence score that first goal, makes it 2-1, becomes nervy, right? We had some chances. It's ensuring that we can put away opponents.